Rightio, you lot. G'day everyone, how you going? Welcome to the first shoutcast of the CS19 MWO Comp Series Championship semi-finals. So tonight, we've got a excellent match to kick off the semi-finals with Clan CrossFit and 31st Hustler Regiment. These two teams have been playing CompQ a fair bit, getting in some of the mid-seedings. Both teams have been around for quite some time in the comp scene, well known, and yeah, I'm super keen to see how we go tonight. So, for those who are checking in, CS19, I'm going to bring the rules up nice and big. What we're looking at is 8v8, Conquest, max tonnage 480, strikes are allowed. You can use any mech that's purchased for C-bills or MC, so heroes are fine, pre-orders not so much. Max 3 per class, so you can't just run 4 lights or 4 assaults, whatever it is. And yeah, the maps that you can choose from in a 5-map pool are Alpine, Canyon, Caustic Valley, Mining Collective, and Tourmaline Desert. So nice bit of range there. Teams have just got into lobby. We're not far off, and we can start the bands. Okay, map bands. I'll bring this a bit smaller. Now, so how map banding works is each team can take turns knocking maps out of the rotation. And let's see what order they're banned in. Radio. Guys, hit the bands. Teams are figuring out how to click the buttons on the links. We'll be there very shortly. All right, that's something. Nope. So just going into this drop, Clan CrossFit is the slightly higher seed. They are also the only Asia Pacific team in the semi-finals. So well done to them. I've known that time zone pretty well myself, and yeah, they've been around for at least 3 or 4 years. Yeah, 3 years I'd say. And yeah, European team 31st Hussars playing from Germany mostly. So Caustic Valley being banned by Clan CrossFit. Alpine Peaks, see you later, mate. Alright, what are the drops for first 3? Also has picked Tourmaline Desert for map 1. Okay, Tourmaline Desert. And get drops 2 and 3 selected as well while we are here. The Tourmaline has been in the comp for a while. Okay, Tourmaline, Canyon, and then Mining. 3 very classic maps. Rightio. And honestly, two probably least likely to see lock-ons. Caustic and Alpine being super long-range maps. Both teams, I do believe, like a bit of that more close-range DPS playstyle. So, excellent. We have Tourmaline, Canyon, Mining as our 3 orders. Just gotta pick sides, and we'll be on our way shortly. Just so you know, the stream is on a 5-minute delay, so I will be reading chat, but I will have to reply 5 minutes later. Some people ask me if we do ride kangaroos in Australia, and we do, but emus are actually a bit quicker, and when you have to travel long distances in rural Australia, the emus are quite a bit faster. So that's why we use them. Okay. And no, I will not be at the MWO 5 dinner, unfortunately. So I will be Australia bound this December. I did make it to MechCons though, and those were amazing. Okay. So the teams actually have a choice in sides. Okay. And it looks like Clan CrossFit will be Team 1 on both Drop 1 and Drop 2. And we're waiting on Drop 3 to see which spawn is on which. So in this lobby, CrossFit will be the blue team, as you can see on these small icons, and 31st Hussar Regiment will be the red team. Perfect. Alright, so CrossFit will stay on Team 1 the entire night, 31st Hussar Team 2 the entire night. I don't have to swap the lobbies at all. How good is that? I can't ask for better. Beautiful. Okay, now that's out of the way. We'll be just getting these guys ready for their drops, putting their job decks together, getting the pass they need in. In the semi-finals, there's a bit more at stake here. It is a double elimination bracket, so teams that lose here are not knocked out. They can still continue to compete. But of course, should they lose twice, they will be knocked out of the tournament. Up until the point where we have a top 4, which will go to our major finals, and the major finals where we get all the good swag, cash prizes, all that stuff. And then we have a minor series. So a team that didn't quite make the top 4, so the 5th place team down to however many that is, we're going to a minor series. And from there playing for things like MC and some more in-game prizes. And some lesser but still reasonable swag. Okay. Just letting you know, this year the tournament has been basically completely player run. So a big shout out to Live, Krasnopesky, Just Call Me Ash, a number of others. I mean, there's plenty I can call upon, but these guys have put a huge amount of effort in to getting this tournament running and rolling. There's a bunch of others in the background. Curl on TV's got all this Twitch stuff that we're using tonight, all that tech going. That's built upon a whole bunch of other people's work over the years as well. I can think of many like Switchblade and so forth. So this is a really big community effort, this tournament, and I just love a lot of the ideas in it. We actually had a lot of the top teams early in the piece taken out of CompQ. So those who pre-qualified didn't even play CompQ at all. That left the CompQ to be a bit more competitive. Then some more were qualified out of that in invitational tournaments. And then finally, in the last week or so, CompQ closed, and we have 18 teams in various seedings in about 3 stages of qualification for the semi-final series, which we are starting tonight. And I think that's awesome. I think that's so good that the CompQ is used in a way that isn't just trying to farm massive elos or anything like that. It's simply, hey, let's just try to get some seedings going. Let's see who's on top. And once we find that these teams are rising to the top, scrape them off, put them in a pre-qualification of some sort, and then we'll see them later. And I found a lot of good feedback from other teams playing CompQ. And it's something I wish was in the previous years, like 2017 and 18. So, yeah, definitely some excellent stuff from this year's CS19 team. Okay, they're ready to swap. We do have to swap the sides. Okay, go. So once these teams are swapped, that will be the only swap I need to do for the entire time, because CXF will be on Team 1 for all drops. There's a full swap happening in lobby. CXF Team 1 on Tourmaline Desert versus 31HR. We're just getting set, Max getting ready, and we'll be good to go. So, I can talk about comp for ages. I've played a bit of comp myself over the while. Those that don't know me, I'm JZ. Yes, my name is actually pronounced JZ. Some Americans call me JZ. That's okay. I forgive them. But yeah, look, it's a heap of fun. Some of the most fun I've had in this game has been playing comp. And yeah, I highly recommend that even in let's admit, the later years of Mecca Online. If you were interested in having a crack at it, getting involved with some of the teams that you see here tonight, see on that tournament scroll behind, any of those teams, just hit them up. Try to drop with them as much as you can, and yeah, enjoy it. It's seriously some of the most fun I've ever had. Now to work on something with some mates, train, practice, play, win or lose is still quite satisfying. Winning is even more satisfying, let's be honest. But win or lose, it's awesome to be able to do something with a bunch of mates and you feel like you've achieved something there, and just even grow together as a team. Training is not always easy, but you get to meet some awesome good people, and yeah, it's just a great time. And the comp community is great. A lot of people say, the Endo community is great. I don't disagree with that, but the comp community is amazing. Yeah, yeah. There's some good chat getting thrown as well. Like there's some good bands that gets thrown around, a lot of discords and that. And it honestly, the vast majority of it, the vast majority of it is in good fun. And you can't take yourself too seriously in a video game, and that's what I love about the comp community. So yeah, so if you're watching this and you haven't really felt like you're getting into it yet, you'll be surprised how approachable a lot of people are. There's Discord links underneath this Twitch here, the MWO comp Discords. There's basically you can PM myself, you can hit up people in game, and we'll be more than happy to put you in contact with a few teams and get you some build advice and all that sort of thing. So yeah, very much welcoming open group, even in the later years of this community. All right, let's go after the teams to ready up, and we are on our way shortly. Just so you know, the lobby settings, I will read them out. Our lobby settings are Conquest, Tourmaline Desert, North American server. So because it's an Oceanic team, AP, Asia Pacific, versus European, EU, it will be played on NA. All drops on NA. It's a 15-minute match, first person only, no stock loadouts. Thank goodness. Thank goodness there's no stock. It's actually custom loadouts this year. Oh, one of the best changes or reversions. 2018 was, yeah, we won't go back to that. Ignore enhancements are off, so that means you can use your full skill trees, 0 to 480 tons, there's no minimum, and full teams to no, so we should be able to run 8v8s. That is the full settings that we will be running. Just you know that keep an eye on chat, particularly the MWO Leagues guy. He will be running the show inside the chat goes, so if there are any giveaways, keep an eye out. And congrats to the subs. Hey. So let's just talk a bit about this. I'll put the rules up again because why not? So when we see max 3 of a weight class and 480 tons and no duplicates, you're always going to see 8 different mechs each drop, okay, for each team. So there's going to be no duplicates, and it's going to be a bit of a spread because you can't obviously, just run. You can't stack a whole bunch of assaults and a whole bunch of lights, or you can't stack a whole bunch of mediums for a speed match drop deck or something. So there will be a lot of stratification of drops. You will have a lot of very slow, well, not a lot, but you will have some of the slowest mechs in the game on the field and some of the fastest. We're not really going to see a huge amount. There's not an amazing amount of options or speed match decks. So a lot of the stratified decks become quite common. So the teams have locked. Team 1 has locked. They are locked into Alpha Bravo Lance. I can tell you that. And you know what? Let's just lift the map tactic up, hey? I could probably talk about the map a bit. Because we are in Tourmaline and this team's taking a little while, so we have time to do a pre-map. Oh yes, a pre-map. Good things. Okay. So CXF will be Team 1. And on the northeastern side, 31st Hussar will be the southwest. Alpha Bravo for Team 1 means that options that we could see, I'm just going to go around here. Team 1 can move up. Oh, shouldn't be red, should I? Let's not do that. Team 1 could probably move up and take this line here. That's pretty common. Or to even get some mechs in castle, create a concave, maybe run a mech off to Eps, run a mech back to Gamma. There's potentially 3 caps there to start off with. Because there's a 5 cap game, getting 3 caps is pretty helpful. So just so you know, a capture point, the game ends when a team gets 750 points. Killing everything in the process is really common, so that happens most of the time. And you get 1 cap every, it's like point something of a second. I should know this. You get more than 1 cap per second per capture point you hold. So if you have 3 of these, you'll get 3 ticks at a time, 3 tickets. And as soon as if the other person has 2, then game over. Now red team, look, I'm not sure what lances they're going in yet, so I can't really do a speculation. But the lack of a Charlie spawn from CXF means that there probably won't be a Kappa rush. So this is not going to happen today. And there is desktop noise I need to sort out. Apologies for this. Where's that coming from? Okay. Right, yeah, that should hopefully fix that sound. Okay, so back to the maps. Teams, we're good to go. We're firing, we're launching. There is 1 mech in Charlie Lance for 31st Hussar, and the rest are Alpha Bravo. I'm going to knock this down. We're going to flick over to map view. Actually, as we load in to drop number 1, Tourmaline Desert Conquest. Game. Alright, we are in. Okay. Let's get set up, make sure the teams are correct. Now, this map is quite a large one. It's one of the larger maps in this rotation. Alpine excluded, obviously, but given that is banned, definitely won't be seeing that one tonight. So this is the largest map we will see. Highest likelihood of a long-range fight. Where I'm flying over now is the Theta region. Teams are dropping in now. I can now hit the tab and look what they're bringing. Okay, Clan Crossfire, running. Annihilator, Hellbringer, Virago, that'd be the largest. Commando, Fast Little Light. Rape Eagle 3, could be Peeps or ATMs, don't know. Daka Jaeger-Mech, SRM Little Assassin, and Daka Magcat, and the Impulse Vulcan with the glowing on here. On the other side, we see shots fired already straight away, and that fire is coming from a Direwolf and Annihilator pairing 2 of the biggest Daka mechs in the game, backed up by a Nightgear over the top. Let's get these percentages going. Mr. Big 1-5, big number named, is getting wrecked in that Annie. Let's just see how hurt he is. Oh wow, okay, it was almost half. He's running 682, double ER large build. Bit of long range firepower there. On Crossfire, we have Rafnor in the Annie taking most of the hits, which is what you expect. Kami in the Virago taking some of the hits there. But it looks like that Annie for 31st Hussar is eating it. This is just a classic alpha to alpha, big Daka line. Just firing down on each other. Cap points over the back here. We got Theta controlled by CXF, Clan CrossFit, sorry. And Kappa controlled by 31st Hussar. Like that Charlie mech, obviously, being able to catch that pretty quickly. Big strike going off. Look at that strike on Nedeye and Axarion of 31st Hussar. Another strike drops onto Clan CrossFit. A beautiful strike. Beautiful strike's been laid out by both. Law Barbecue in the Jaeger mech. Takes a bit of damage here. That's probably XL. He is running 4, maybe probably a bit more Ultra 2s. Is crit in that right torso. Likely XL. Could be our first death we see if not for the Annie on 31st Hussar. Stillwater in the Vulcan being very aggressive up the center. Getting some poking shots in. And it seems to be a lull in the attacker firing to repositioning. Up, they're at it again. Alright, so Axarion, roll the left arm, sorry. Right arm is still intact on that Wolverine. That's where 3 ER larges reside. Good to see that one still attached. Another big strike on that eye in that dragon. It's another mech with right arm only weapons and is retained with some armor. He's okay. How are we going on the FF side? Low Barbecue in the 60s and Agent Spectre in the 50s. A lot of hurt mechs on the field. That right torso is about to drop off. CT open on Raf in the Annie. And the arms! Oh, don't lose those arms in the Mad Cat. That's where all the weapons are. Alright, fight over Theta going on. A bit of strikes, but it's nothing too special. What is on that Vapor? I want to know. ATMs, okay. Very grouped up positioning from 31st Hussar. Definitely not going to be on the cap lead here because Epsilon has fallen to Clan CrossFit. Theta is very well controlled. So 31st Hussar needs to make a move. They're just going to eat strike after strike in that position, grouped up. And CXF have a nice wide position. Is this Piranha going to get ganked? The ATM's coming over there as indirect fire, going to get chased by the Veagle. I think his days are numbered. He is going to die. Rip that thing. And now Davis Hussar have to move. They're down a light. They're down on caps. They need to make a move right now. Here we go. Split push, it seems. The freshest mech on the field for them is the Night Gear. And it is 6 autocannons on it, so it's plenty of Dakar. Putting fire into Rafnal's Annie. There is a lot of hurt mechs on Crown Crossfire's side, so if this push can capitalize, take a few out, that'll be alright. But the light pack, and the light medium pack I should say, for Clan Crossfire are very, very, very fresh. I'm just going to sit up here for a bit, have another look. ATM mech, relatively protected. He does have a 120 meter mid range he wants to keep free. Dagger coming down from the pushing mechs on Davis Hussar. They too take Theta. This will take to a 3-2 cap because Kappa has fallen to a running off light for Clan CrossFit, which they do have at that spare light. Now, big fight in the castle there. Strikes going out almost next to each other. Lord Barbecue about to die. Nedeye keeps his arm for the moment. ELH and Darker Fire from Mr. Big over the back, supporting. This is a fight in the castle. Strikes are going to be slightly shielded by these spires up here. Davis Hussar makes grouping up on the left. Lights and mediums of the side grip on the right. Is there a light fight over here? The commander's going to run in, do some shenanigans. ATM mech wreaking havoc on that Wolverine. Is the Wolverine armed? He is armed still. And the die was actually shifted to help with this light medium fight. And Davis Hussar, they lose a Night Gear. They lose a Night Gear. The freshest mech on their push has actually died, and so does the Andy goes down. 3 mechs dead for Davis Hussar. CXF in the lead. This will likely snowball into a CXF victory. Wolverine goes down, and it looks like 4 caps up. CXF have done very well here, and will take drop 1. So, as I'll have a look, go full noise into Rafnal Cam. Go on, mate, hit the target. There we go. Kamikaze Viking now. There's the Elijah cooking himself beautifully, nicely well done. Good old roast pork roll there. We've got Commando. Oh, nice, hit him. Going after the Irby K9 and the Vulcan here. ATM riding heat like a boss, absolutely cooking it. And yeah, he makes half his LFE with the Quad Ultra 2 build. Lake Assassin he's going to drop, and that will be a kill for DFS Hussar, and the only kill they get in an 8-1 victory to Clan CrossFit. Well done. Now, obviously, as you know, the little things on the side are going to be bugged, so don't worry about that at the end. Looking at the damages. Oh, the Piranha ganked for 5. That's rough. Piranhas are, you know, they're squishy, they're small, they're hit and miss. Sometimes you just get wrecked, and that's what happened. So, decent, you know, 400s plus. Hey, half their team did over 400, but just not getting that utilization out of the light pack. I think the light pack just really struggled a bit. The Annie got wrecked earlier on. But on Clan Crossfire, look at that damage spread. 500s, 400s down the board. It's just 2 lights who are doing a lot of good harass work. A bit of capping. You see the commander did that run off cap to kappa. Yeah, 6 mechs over 400s. That's super consistent. Steelwater with the Vulcan picking up 3 of them. And the lights actually getting 5 kills total. So, yeah, these 3 lights here. So, you know, classic game. You get the big mechs opening up, doing a lot of the damage, as we see, and then the kills being more on the lighter mechs there to finish them off. Textbook, you know, classic style of a match for Clan Crossfire there. Well done. Alright, so let's do the map tactic. I should put the results in 8 and 1. Okay. Reload these scores, look at the maps, wipe it off, and let's look what happened. Okay, so first things first, big firing line. Actually, it was more of a stagger firing line too. They had a few mechs around the back, Night Gear, Annihilator, Direwolf, all that happening. And then we have another stagger firing line here. Where's the corner? There we are, something like this. Yeah, it's in that area. Get the idea. Early data control did go to Clan CrossFit. Of course, the early Kappa did go to 31st, and there was that Piranha death later on, which was actually pretty big in some regards. It did hurt their did hurt their ability to cap and counter cap, and so it really forced them to have to push, because if you don't have light supremacy, if you have light supremacy and your lights can get the cap control, you can kind of sit still a bit. But they didn't have that, and even though they did the push, and I'm going to use the orange in for the push, they pushed up 3 of the mechs here. So they had I believe it was the Annie, the Nightjar, and the Dragon, I think. And then they had the Dial sitting in the middle, and then a few more mechs here. So this is in the push position that they went to. Again, Clan CrossFit able to spread out and move back into, I'm going purple for the secondary movement, move back into the castle here, and just have a nice spread line, just work the lines a bit. You may get a bit of harass around the side here, and just really holding a strong position. I didn't see any massive shift to one side or the other to do a quick gank or anything, but look, that wasn't really necessary. Clan CrossFit just played a really strong early game, really strong mid game, and it's a good finish up at the end. So we are on Canyon Network coming up, and is again Clan CrossFit Team 1, 31st Hussar Team 2, and we'll see what they come up with. They're just getting their things sorted, so I'll talk a bit more about this map. Also, I should mention that this caps control were these two in favor. Epsilon and Gamma were in CrossFit's control the entire time, and they did have a backup. 31st Hussar did have a backup on Sigma. Hopefully everyone can understand me. That's not too strong of an Aussie accent for you. Okay, team just getting ready. Yeah. And I will say in later game, they did get data control, 31st Hussar, but the life expectancy was diminished at that point. So, that is drop 1. Why did that not upload? They should have uploaded 1 kill. This is actually my, I haven't chatcast in a little while, so let's just refresh that. See if the 0-1 comes up. 1 kill, perfect. There we go. Okay. I should also note that the drop deck brought was what do you call it? 475 tons for Clan CrossFit and 480 for 31st Hussar. You can under ton if you would like to. There is no penalty for under tonning at all. It's just what do you choose, what do you fit in. I think most teams that I've seen and understood, they usually sit around 470, 475, 480. Not many teams drop more than that, because at this point in the game, there's over 1,000 variants. There is over 1,000 variants. So the chance that you might find a role or a particular use case, and there's similar mechs 5-10 tons heavier that may do it just a slightly bit better, there's usually the option to ton something up somewhere in a drop deck. So most of the teams will probably be seeing around the 480s, or give or take 10 on there. Okay, Team 1 has readied up in a split position with 2 in Alpha, 2 in Bravo, 3 in Charlie for Canyon Network. Let's just get Canyon Network up on the screen and we can have a look what that could be. 2 Alpha, 2 Bravo, 4 in Charlie on a Team 1. Interesting. Okay, so bring the tactic up. Okay, so Team 1 does start on the southern side. 4 in Charlie is probably quite common, to be honest, because that gives you this whole ridge. That's Charlie Lance. Gives you the whole ridge on Team 1, which is a pretty good position to cover a bunch of caps from. That is a whole high ground in that area, so this is a high ground. It's a nice long high ground position. And as we all know, and I hope most of the newer players understand this, on Canyon Network in particular, and a lot of other maps, elevation is very, very strong, very important. And rotating into low grounds, as you see in quick play, like this, jumping into this low ground here, or even just this low ground here to a lesser extent, is absolutely detrimental to your team. So what we'll see is likely a big, strong presence on the high ground. I reckon one of those mechs is going to run back to a back cap. There's probably two mechs here to have a look at something towards Kappa Way maybe, and this one's going to jump up here. There's a tall position up here, so I'd say between somewhere around here. Oop, I moved that. Somewhere on this ridge here, somewhere in this high position here is a pretty standard opening, I'm guessing. Team 2 has not readied up yet, but they look like they're splitting as well. Let's just don't want to speculate too much, even though they haven't locked in yet. But this side here, you got a high position. Oh, I should use another color. I am sorry. Let's use red. High position here, you got douchebag trash pile over the back, potential, and then you have some other high positions over here, which are, yep, usable. So look, given the split, it's hard to say what's going to happen. One thing that you probably will not see. Oh, here we go. They have locked the same thing. Okay, so, and we are launching 480 tons to 475. This time around, Clan CrossFit's 480 and JFS Hussar are 475 tons. Let us get into the match. Let's see if my map predictions or approximate ones are right. I don't think we're going to see a huge amount of NASCAR. You might see a bit of a push at the end, a bit of high ground movement, but it won't be the traditional potato, rotato, tornado, I would hope, at this level. If it is, it's just hilarious memes anyway, so we're going to enjoy the match. It's going to be fun. I am keen for Canadian Network, one of the longest running comp maps that we have, because it is reasonably balanced. Reasonably. Mechs start on the ground here, so I can light them up immediately. And hello. Why is that not working? Okay, that's fine. What we can do is we can look at their builds from the outside. We're going to start with JFS Hussar. 5s and 10s Dakar, 5s and 10s Dakar, 5s and 10s Dakar. 3 big Dakar mechs plus a Piranha rounds out Childs. This is not a trade deck, this is an aggressive deck. They'll be pushing Epsilon pretty hard. Butcher RV4 Brawl deck, medium pulse. Oh my goodness, this is Brawl. Oops, sorry. This is brawly as all get out. Assassin Vulcan, that's just SRMs and medium pulse. Commander for Knives, he's going to get to Epsilon before the Piranha slide. Oh, maybe not actually. No, the Piranha will. That'd be a small fight there. ELI's trade, and we got ELI's Grasshopper. This, they're running ultra wide with Dakar. Roughneck 1B, what are you running? MRMs, oh, it's Brawl versus Brawl. With a bit more range, leaning towards CXF there. Okay. Early damage. Mad Lash and the Assassin did take a bit of a splash from across the map. Otherwise he's okay. Knives in that commander being an annoying little mech. It's just chilling there, zigzagging behind the cover there. It's actually very hard to hit a commando who's staying a good little distance back. So he did very well to get about 30% blue on the Epsilon cap there and get out at a very high percentage. So excellent little light cap point there for Knives. Theta is not controlled by anyone, a bit of a no man's land, not safe for anyone to be in. The movement has stalled out for both teams. They kind of set up their positions. With CXF having a longer range firing line, a longer position, they do not want to close in. And the Ultra 510 heavy mid to short range Dakar of JFS Hussar probably not going to be the most effective here. And the lights are kind of grouping. So if we see here, the lights are actually grouping on top of their own assaults. And you see this mini map here. This is not ideal. I would really want to see some other movements to maybe hit Kappa or something. Just don't sit here and eat strikes all day.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Alright, Mr. Big taking a huge amount of damage again. Hey, oh, that's half his mech. You know, and Matt Mosa here in the MRMs in mid-range for those missiles. He's got the quick draw, this is opposite number, but given that he's backed up by so much longer range Dakar, and by that I mean it's really just one AC2 mech, one large mech, and then an opposite number 5's 10 build for the Mad Cat. Yeah, the extra bit of range is all that's really needed. Oh, fake in the Assassin, jumping in there, getting some great damage in. Now see this, I like this with CXF. I like how they're actually playing the lights. This Assassin may die. It's probably a bit over and overextend, but in any case, they're actually being aggressive here. They're actually, you know, having their shorter range mechs. Look at this. Look on the map. You got short range mechs and short range. You got mid range mechs that roughneck and mid range. And the Vapor Eagle is that kind of short mid combo, and over the long range go over the back. So everything in their optimal range. They're taking high grounds, forcing JFS Hussar to rock backwards. Look at that rocking backwards onto the low grounds now. And this is going to be GGWP. Christoph in the Mad Cat is a bit of trouble here. Right torso crit. They did take down Fake's assassin. That was a pretty aggro move. Did turn around a bit, so got to commend that to an extent. Mad Lash there. He took the early damage, but he's actually done pretty well to stay alive. He hasn't taken much more since then. Raffle now moving up. Reasonably fresh Annihilate. He can take the heat. He's just going to take a bit of damage here. But it's all spread across him, so he's fine. And the quick draw now. Axarion, team leader, taking a bit as they drop down into the rear. It's 3 kills to 1. It is in CXF's favour. There is a light fight happening here. Looking at this, the Vapor Eagle, it has a min range, so it's going to fire at the secondary target, not the one closest to it. And that's where Steelwater can peel it off with the Wolfhound. Axarion getting focused down now in the quick draw. Red Imp Wolfhound goes down. And now that the Vapor Eagle is out of min range, you can just rain ATMs into the light fight until he gets charged down again by the Piranha. Looking again, Rafnal is jumping into low green. He just wants to finish everything off. He's just going to use up all his ammo. It is game over. We can look at the percentages: 40, 46, 21, 60. We're going to look at the spec cams here of the remaining mechs when I can get to them. Not in the Piranha. He's legged. He's going to get the Vapor Eagle. He's close. Doesn't quite get it. Now the Assassin, the most damaged mech at the start of the game, is the last one alive and taken out by the Roughneck. An 8-1 victory again. 8-1 victory again for Clan CrossFit. So well done, it's Clan CrossFit. That was well played. And yeah, let's look at the damages real quick. So let's start with the winning team this time. Fake 18. Oh mate, he dived in there with that assassin. He just hooked in. Aggressive move, gotta respect that. You know, I guess it turned around a bit. 3 mechs over the 600. We got Roughneck, Annie, and Mad Cat. So Matt, Wrath, and Spectre. And then some good 400s as well. Even the lights and mediums there, Grinner and Vapor Eagle from Steelwood in the Koro, and Knives and the Commando getting some work done. Axarion there, getting close to 200s, 300s on a few. Leon and the Blood Asp in the Mad Cat B as well. Christoph there doing okay. The Annie did get chopped down pretty hard there for 114. So look, that position being grouped up and that really limited what they could do. We limited the ability to play off their mech strengths. And it was a tricky one for them to pivot from that position once the momentum was lost. So we're gonna go back to lobby, go look at the map strat. Yep. Okay, so well, first of all, what didn't happen? There was nothing on this side of the map, and in fact, there's nothing on this side of the map either. It's all one-sided. So let's just wipe the map and start again. Set this up. Okay. And make sure I've updated. Okay, there we go. Rightio. So they took a bit of a wider line than I expected. They went out ultra wide. I mean, when you have an yellow grasshopper, and they have a. I'm just reading some chat at the moment. Okay, yes, they had a Grasshopper, an Annihilator, and a Duck and Mad Cat. So with 3 mechs out here. Mad Cat's more mid-range, but the extra long range helped. They had a Roughneck on the corner here, and they basically had a few mechs dancing around there. That was a Vapor Eagle, Wolfhound, and stuff like that. There was a really good. I liked the idea of the Conserve push. They definitely were playing as a team. They had good grouping, I guess, in that movement. They grouped up, but this position here, I think if I should wipe these out actually. If I can sum up one thing that happened, it was this area here is where 8 mechs lived and died their entire life, pretty much, with the exception of a couple of lights that did a run around here. Fake in the Assassin dive bombed it like a madman, and then we had a shift up and secondary movement. I'm going to use purple again. Secondary movement, they shifted up here, and we're able to fire into bigger mechs. And then get a bit more harassed with the Roughneck in the middle here. So kind of closing in, a bit of a concave on the left, having a bit of firing concave on the right, I should say, for the bigs, and left. So yes, now these teams are awesome. What's really cool is they're actually going to play a drop 3 They do not have to play a drop 3. They're going to anyway because let's just do it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be Viridian Bog. I'm keen. I'm really excited for this. Just so you know, the match actually has been won by CXF. It is a best of 3. 2 drops won by CXF means that they will go on to play Imperial next week, and that will be shoutcasted by others to be announced. Okay, so so it will be a drop 3. It will be on Viridian Bog. It's a map that we don't get to see too often in comp compared to Canyon and Tourmaline for sure have been 2 of the mainstays for the past 3-4 years. So I'm excited to see it just for fun drop for the lols, just for the viewers really as well. Just for fun really. And I think that's an awesome team. How I say it? Oh, it's awesome sportsmanship, just playing for the sake of playing and just having fun. Rightio. So, that's pretty well summed up what I want to say about drop 2 there. I've not really. What is mining? My bad. Sorry, mining's coming up. Of course it is. I just wanted to play Viridian Bog for some reason. Mining, yes, of course. So it's Mining Collective. I'm gonna wipe the maps, and we will get ready. Right. So Team 1's Clan Crossfire again. They need to ready up first. So just so you know the rules, Team 1 needs to lock their lances first. In the lobby, you can see the opposing team's lances and the tonnage. So when they're locked, they actually locked. You can see both. And then Team 2 has the opportunity, if they would like to change their lances and things. It doesn't make a huge much difference unless there's a particular brawl rush strat or something, because some mining is not a big map. Team 1 does have to show its hand first each time. Okay, so waiting to see what they're bringing, see what lances they lock in, and then we can work from there. So I hope you're all enjoying the stream so far. I'm not going to be able to rust off when it comes to shoutcasting. I first started shoutcasting in 2014, I think July 2014. When I think I was one of the first people to get the spec cam and was casting an oceanic match. So yeah, pretty excited to still be doing it over half a decade later. And just it's a huge difference. The tools that are at our disposal now, people like Curlon and Wishblade and those guys, and as more as well, that put together these packs, tools, HTML files, all this funny code stuff to make things work and show on screen like they do. It's a huge improvement. Wait, Yondu won a giveaway? That's just rigged. Okay, as a sharecaster, I'm just gonna say that's just rigged right now. Right, anyway, you're gonna hear that in 5 minutes, but whatever. Okay, well, Team 2 has said they're locked even though they're Team 2, so that's fine. They are running 4 in Charlie, 3 in Bravo, and 1 in Alpha, which usually means Senator North side. They are ready as well with a very similar loadout, mostly in Charlie lands with 2 in Alpha Bravo for Team 1. Okay, hitting it, going in. And here we go into just for fun drop 3, the final drop of the night. We'll see if we can get interviews afterwards. I'm keen to do that, so see how we go. Right. Excellent. So live is going to set up interviews with the team leaders or team representatives. Team delegates, the people who've been delegated to be the delegates. Everyone loves chatting on camera about games. Okay, so as you can see, Theta is in a very conspicuous location in the center of the map. It is blocked by a solid wall on the Team 1 side and has open lines on the Team 2 side. This is rather significant for this map. I would likely play a part in the strategies here. Okay, what are we running? Let's look at 31HR. They're running Medium Pulse Urbies. Cyclops Sleepney with Dakar Mad Cats. Vulcan with Medium Pulse. Piranha machine guns, Roughneck with LBX MPL, PPC Vapor Eagle with only 2 peeps, and a Dakar Blood Asp. PXF running SRM Assassin, Medium Pulse Vulcan, a whatever annihilated thing LBX 10S smalls, and that's heaps of DPS up close. ER large, Ratfnor over the back in the Grasshopper. Commando with ECM, SRM, Garcia large Nigeria, MRM 40 Thanatos, and an ATM Veagle makes appearance yet again. They run at every single drop tonight. Data gets, a triple early cap by 31st Hussar, splitting the lights up, getting plenty of caps going on. But getting that assassin just looking for blood. He is an aggro maniac, looking at what can he jump on, what can he dive on. Team 2, they do have a lot of options to hold this beta, and they have a widespread firing line. Lots of Dakar mid-range sort of weapons here. Can they out-trade that ER large Grasshopper on the other side? Because CXF do have a bit of long range. UAV does go up in center. Don't see too much engagement just for the time being. Just want to fly around a bit, have a look at what's going on. No major damage taken except for 93% on Rizzical in the Vulcan. Probably copped an ER large burn or something. Or no, an ATM volley, sorry, would be likely the cause of that 7% damage. Nakura Doomguard up top. That's a very nice position for that ATM mech, and he's got a Vulcan with him to keep that mid-range clear, and also helping the Assassin as well. That is one clear mid-range. You've got 2 little 40-ton mediums keeping that clear. Red Imp in the Roughneck in the open there, just getting some firing shots onto Fake, just trying to keep Rizzy safe. And Senny here, another big fight. Rizzy takes even more damage. Oh, that gas shot landed on him. Where is he hurt? His torso is a bit messed up. Looks like just spread damage from ATMs or strikes. He's just getting chased down. Fake the madman, diving on in. Matt Moser helps him in this thing. They just want this Vulcan dead. Screw the cap, screw the game. Just kill that Vulcan. I reckon that's the comms going on right now. Oh, they're gonna get him? I think they're gonna get him. He's messed up. He's running through the enemy team. And rip that guy. So, Grafton over the back, 92%. Trading in that Grasshopper. Matt Moser and Fake gonna go for the Obi now. There's a Veagle over the back for PPCs. He just got traded on pretty hard. He's still got 2 peeps left though. 5 medium pulse on that Obi. He's reasonably fresh. And the push will probably stall slightly for CXF as they form up and realize that there was a perfect fire line set up. Asian Spectre's Annihilator is very good at super close ranges, but this is a little bit longer range than probably they're comfortable with to push in. So it's may not see a push just in this open ground position here. The ER largest from Rafton just firing down onto Red Imp, and the Dakar here trying to be, I mean, this is a good position, but they're really just firing at small, fast-moving targets most of the time here because of the opportunities. Fake the madman is just going to probably get chainsawed, but that's fine. He's doing well. Low Barbecue, 36% in the Vulcan. It turns out, if you're in CXF, 40 tonners are your main tanks, and it seems to be working for them, so can't say anything negative about that. Stillwater here, taking the position that the Veagle previously held with the Geogas Julia Large, and just trying to take a bit of heat off his team here by peeking every now and then. Koro positioning again, getting ATM fire onto the Roughneck. Nedeye in the Piranha, putting machine gun fire into the Commando! Matt Moser just runs into the enemy team. That's just YOLO, send it, mate. Just send it. Just go for it, mate. Mr. Big in the Cyclops getting fired upon heavily by the ATM mech. He's actually pretty hurt. This is the Decker Bloodhouse, I should say. By Xarion, and Mr. Big is crit CT, has all his weapons. Agent Spectre does go down, just sustained fire over the last few minutes even in the open. Mr. 6 MBK9 goes down to join his Vulcan in the spec camp. Boom. Fake takes out the Roughneck, and now we see a 3 kills to 1 advantage for CXF. Well done there. The Veagle Christoph in the open now. He's going to get jumped on by a few here. He's keeping that right side fresh and clear to keep that PPC attached. Oh, he's now crit down 1. Mr. Big and Christoph both go down simultaneously to combine fire Stillwater and Kamikaze Viking. Kamikaze Viking pro playing for the most separate units of any player in MWO. And Nakora then getting, again, that min-range play. Getting just charged down by the Piranha. Is he going to keep his legs, that left leg? No, he does not. Lieutenant Dan in force. Alright, over the back we have Xarion, Nedeye and Leon Ward, the last 3 remaining, Ward 31st Hussard. Leon being the freshest at 71%. Just missing an arm there, otherwise okay. Xarion's going to go down any second now. Actually no, he's tanked pretty well. He's still got half his guns. And where is that Piranha? Nedeye takes out another one. Nedeye's been just cleaning up a bunch. And 27% Piranha, he's got 2 more kills. Cherry Red, halved weapons. Oh, he just pops then. But seriously, good effort. Fake goes down finally. He just running around like crazy the whole game. So Good work to him. Leon Ward now, 72% blood acid. Didn't get that armor in early, but yep, he's just going to drop now anyway. So
Gathered enough resources. This
that
trial
was
will
a pretty
provide
intense,
huge
sustained
tactical
brawl,
benefits.
if you want to call that. Slightly stretched out brawl. A bit of a peeky poke at the start just to see how things are going. And yeah, let's have a look at the scores. Well, Rafnor won, dropping 2 big strikes and getting probably 50 laser damage in the Grasshopper 5P. Good on you, mate. And then some decent scores still were there in the night year, the 500s. And reasonably low scores, actually, if you think about it. I think a lot of the kills were quite precise. I did see a bunch of CTings of the assault and things, and that Vulcan got CT pretty quickly. XLs on some of those lights there too. So somewhat lower scores. Big score by the Mad Cat Xavier on there, doing excellent there. Almost 700 in that Dakar neck, and both the assaults doing very well there into the 400s, backed up by the PVC Vehicle. The light pack struggled a bit this time around. Yeah, just really tricky to capitalize. The Vulcan ran like mad. Plenty of cardio on the Vulcan tonight, but just not a huge amount of shooting. So it's mining can be pretty tricky. They did split the lights up earlier to get those 3 caps super fast, but it didn't quite pay off, it seems, on as far as grouping up again to Wolfpack and do damage. So I need to change back to lobby mode. I need to put the results in. I mean, I don't actually, but that's okay. I forgot what the score was. I'm just gonna give him 4 kills because I forgot already. And they're too excited talking. And I might as well draw what happened. I mean, let's see. We had a big ball of mechs. So we had assault, 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 some other thing. Oh no, Roughneck was over here. Sorry, Roughneck was over here. And we had an immediate 3-way split cap. Blue team did something a little bit different than Crossfield, I should say. Getting a bit more up here, getting 1 out to Kappa, 1 out to Gamma. Let's stay north a bit. They did have Vigal up top here, which was later replaced by Nigeria. Vigal then jumping onto Theta. Once they took Theta and pushed over here, they really just started to steamroll. And some of the slower movement, I guess slow push, you could say, just eking out damage. In yellow, I'm going to mention the... No, I'm going to use Guru... Oh, okay. I'll use purple for the medium movements. Medium movements for blue team was something like this. And the medium movements for red team was something like that. Absolute mad lad movements on some of those mechs, just sending it around the place. They can turn mechs around, they can create opportunities in a brawl. Brawls get chaotic, and actually the me went up here and then died up here. But yeah, look, in a brawl match, almost anything goes. Some things that we've probably wanted to see, if you want to work on, would be after you go and cap. I'll go check on things because they're about to join our channel. Oh, here they are. Okay, so they've arrived. I'm going to unmute the thingy in a second, and we will chat to our team captains. G'day, you lot, how you going? I can't hear.
Yeah. Just still streaming.
Yeah. No, you guys are in the match, so I mean, you don't need to watch it now. You can watch it later, mate. All right, so, well, thanks for playing, guys. It was really fun to cast and very interesting matches. Yeah, so welcome to semi-finals. It's double elim, so both your teams will still be in the semis, and we will be seeing in future weeks. Let's start off with Axarion. Did I pronounce that correctly? From 31st Hussars?
Yeah, that's right.
Perfect. All right, so first of all, just tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about 31st Hussars. So when did you start, and what time zones, and what sort of nationalities are mainly in your team?
So, first of all, I want to thank the great organization here and the community for organizing the comp season this year. It's a wonderful event, and we're happy to be part of it. Our team is we have a long history of comp playing, and this season is more likely the rest of the rest. So, for example, I am the team captain right now, but I was only additional player last seasons. So we had quite a team change. We are a German-speaking team with most players coming from Germany or Switzerland, and we built of 2 units. so the 31st, and so also one RBR. And well, we managed to put up 2 teams for the comp season this year, and our second team didn't do so well, but they played just fine matches for the money in a way. And so our efforts this year were, well, we didn't do scrims, which we normally did, since we didn't get partners, and also the timing was very hard to find for our guys. And well, so we're pretty happy to make it for the semi-finals, and well, let's see what we can do next week.
Excellent. And moving over to Clan CrossFit CXFF. How do you guys go? Now I see Rafnal here. Rafnal, what are you doing, mate? What's and seeing the Corey here? What's CrossFit story? Doing a bunch of cardio there in that assassin, right?
CrossFit was just a play name because when we first entered the competition, we just wanted to have fun and just qualify for the rewards. And then we actually started doing a lot better than we thought, or at least we couldn't really bring in that sort of beer league mentality. We'll still comp at heart. So here we are. I think that's
Perfect.
mostly what I've got.
Fair enough. So let's.
What do you want?
That's all right. Let's just start from the top then. So drop 1.
Sure.
We had Tourmaline Desert. We had a bit of an Alpha Lance stack of firing line of just good old click bad guys and shoot. So we'll start CrossFit. What was your sort of plan going into drop 1? What were you sort of hoping to do, and what was just kind of your game plan?
Let's let Rathnor clear that up because he carried most of that strat.
Yeah, I think I helped develop it. So this was your classic Alpha Lance going balls to the wall versus the other Alpha Lance trading and hopefully winning. There's a little bit of talk about positioning and whatnot, but essentially it was the lights going off and doing light things, capping, trying to win theta, while the fatties traded. But I think we worked out relatively early on that they were in the better positions, and I think they were winning trades a little bit. So what we were doing is we moved to secure the 3 cap and then rotate away from them towards theta to see if we can help out the lights while sightlining off their assaults, forcing their heavier pack to move across, and then we traded them at a more favorable area.
Oh, I like it. I think I've heard that one before, and that's good. So I saw 31st Hussar. You guys had I think you had some good damage out earlier on, some really good strikes, and just some decent early damage output. But you kind of grouped up a lot. Was there a bit of we a bit worried about moving out or spreading out or trying to shift positions early on?
Well, the first thing is we never played this map in this team like this setup. We had 3 players who were in comp team seasons before and played this strat we tried to play. And so we just had the power position plan and nothing further. So, well, we got good trades in from our Alpha Land side to your Alpha Land side, but then we had no real plan. So we tried to send off our Piranha going for Gamma and get more caps, but this was, well, didn't work out so good. And after that, well, we had to push. So with the AC2s, that was, well, the backup not existing plan we did then.
Fair enough. All right. Always remember plan B, and if not, W key. So on drop 2, Canyon being a classic match, and I was happy to see no potato, rotato, tornado. So we'll start with Davis Hussar. What was your plan for Canyon Network? There's a bit of that DACA going.
Yeah, well, we wanted to play the Charlie 5, Charlie 4 position and a sort of map control by getting Sigma, Theta, and Epsilon in, but we didn't manage to get Theta, and that was the start of the problem. That would have been our game plan to, well, control sort of with our mid-range DACA deck, so the enemy team can't get Theta and Epsi, and since Sigma being our home spot, that worked out quite well during the comp queue part of this season. But here, against a much better team than those teams we met in comp queue, it didn't work out.
Did you expect them to be so far back on like that douchebag hill all the way over the far corner? Was that something that was a bit surprising to see like 3 big mechs all the way over there?
No, that's quite often tactic we met, those Echo 4 positioning with the long range. And so we weren't surprised. What surprised us sort of was, well, good, the much more better movement the other team had today.
No worries. And CXF drop 2 to go to plan. What was some of your thoughts on drop 2?
Yeah, I think that went relatively according to plan. Anyone that's played comp would be very familiar with our positioning and movement. So it was just get the fatties in the, I call it bucket hill, but not douchebag hill, over at Echo 5, try and dominate some of the trades from that side while the lights do light things and try and contest theta, which we luckily ended up getting. And then we just did the classic epi push around the corner and into them while the lights moved in from the theta area to mop up at the end.
Fair enough.
Ooh-wee.
So now you have an assassin pilot named Fake. He's a madman. What did you feed him for breakfast to play like you did?
Nick?
just a good old B&E, you know.
Fair
Just
enough.
running on bacon and eggs,
That's
and
it.
just.
Look, he distracted well.
Oh, for sure. No. I just thought that was watching them go. Oh, here we go. Full send, no breaks, like absolute wild ones applicant right there. That was awesome to see. All right, so get me over to drop number 3. This was for fun. And first of all, hey, I just want to shout out you guys. That is awesome. Thank you for doing that for us just for fun. It's good for the viewers, good for the chat, and just good sportsmanship. So thank you for agreeing to just do a drop 3 just for the fun of it. Just gives me more to talk about on stream, and I think it's just good for everyone to see. So it's a free scrim. Look at that free scrim. So Mining Collective plans. Let's start with CrossFit. What was your
Alright.
Mining Collective strat?
Mining
I think
Collective
we
strat is. Oh, sorry, you go, Wrath. Go.
No. You're CrossFit. I'm just a scrub.
Don't get all Canadian on me.
It's the sort of the similar strat that a lot of good teams try to run, which is you've got your Overwatch control on your caps, and then sort of like a brawling lance as well, so that you're sort of just keeping everything off. My role, which was pretty much the role that I got stuck into for all 3 drops, was the Vapor Eagle, just guarding caps and keeping the lights away, because you don't really want to get in the optimum range of a Vapor Eagle. Yeah, I don't know what else to say.
Fair enough.
I think when we started off this, we thought, oh yeah, we'll give everyone jump jets and do some vertical stuff. But with the positioning of the Hussars, that kind of went out the window, and we just turned into a classic trading sort of match.
Fair enough. And so 31st Hussars, you kind of had like a nice long firing line. I saw you sent 3 lights off all different directions to get 3 caps early. So good opening. Like that opening is classic. You get great map control, great cap, early cap that is. It seemed like you had a bit of trouble controlling those caps. So is there anything you could think maybe to do differently, or what was your kind of plan to hold caps or to maintain control of them?
Yeah, we got good plans for the start, and then it went south side. Well, we hustle a little bit with our pilots, so we need to do a bit more training and the map awareness, and even controlling those cap points is very hard, since we got 2 pilots in for their first season of comp this match as well, and they are more used to the faction play style, or the quick play style, and it's hard to manage that. So we do basic stuff and no fancy things for now.
That's fine. And look, that's one of the great things about comp, and that's something I want to congratulate you guys. You got first time comp players going straight into a semi-finals of a world championship series. Like that's quite impressive. So whoever your opponent is next week, all the best with your preparations and practices to then. And yeah, just really want to commend you guys. Getting some new players straight into a semi-finals of a comp series is a big undertaking. So thank you for introducing them to comp. So is there anything else from the team leaders live or this random Rathnor dude that they want to say before we head off?
Just thanks to yourself and Live and the other admins for organizing this and doing all the work behind the scenes to make it happen. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
thanks
fantastic work, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks to the
Um,
Shark as well, who accommodate that fine organization.
Hey, just a little bit of humor between those 3 matches, Axeron. Who was your Piranha pilot?
We got 2 Piranha pilots. Our first
Oh,
pilot
right.
is Net-Eye, of course. Net-Eye is one of the best Piranha pilots I know. And
Just
for
wondering
that,
whether
yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
But for the first match, that was Red Imp. He usually plays medium X, but we had to switch him into the Piranha for the first match since we got Net-Eye in the Dragon with the UX, and he's crazy on that.
Yep. No, I just felt like there was a bit of a revenge story. I didn't get pilot names in the Piranhas, but I really hurt one in game 1, and then game 2, I felt like this one was just really seeing red
I
in
saw
game
that.
2, and he was trying to get my damn legs off. And then game 3, he finally succeeded. And I thought it was the same pilot each time.
And no, we switched to different pilots. But the one that got the red eyes is the classic light pilot. Net-Eye has he has every light mech in the game, and he wants to play light mechs always. So
Well,
if you
he
got
got me.
APMs
I'm guessing that was him. Game 3.
yeah,
Yep.
that's him.
He made
So
a mockery of me. Shredded my legs.
so next week we have Clan CrossFit versus EMP. How you guys feeling? Keen? Excited? Pumped? The silence is
Terrified.
deafening.
No, we'll just go in there and give it our best and just enjoy it. However it turns out, whether we get knocked out by them, well, obviously it's going to be knocked out. Hopefully
Look,
we'll take a game away from them.
Yeah, take a game off them. Come on, guys.
I'm going to see if I can convince them to bring
we'll do
Narcs
it.
and Lerms. Let's see if we can do this.
Anyway, no, be good to see you guys try to bruise them a bit and potentially take a drop or two. Take 2 drops, you know what that means. So yeah, I'm keen for that. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We've got over 60 viewers in an AP primetime comp drop. I know, right?
Awesome.
It's actually a thing
Thank
that
you,
exists.
viewers.
So viewers, thanks for rocking up at this time zone. Here's to you Aussie and AP Muppets for throwing some good chat around the place, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck for all of you.